Hi, I'm Anthony Morgan, Training Academy. This is Jeff. Today we are going to do a few things that refer to not being stupid. Okay? We've all been there and we all do it.
Yeah, it's like hitting yourself in the head with a stick. I've done it plenty of times.
Yeah, it's like framing upside down when you're underneath an overhang in a house and it hits something, bounces back and hits you in the head. So, and that's being stupid.
Yes.
Now, or taking a nail gun, holding onto a block and trying to shoot something into the block and you got the wrong size nails.
That would be stupid.
So, what we're going to start off with is just basic, without your stick, basic lines, okay? So when we're working, this is just knife tapping, okay? Now, as he goes into hubud, okay, he will work into hubud there, and okay, square up a little bit more. There you go. So this is just basically hubud. Okay. Now, off of your knife tapping and off of hubud is where we get careless.
Yes.
And we're not paying attention. Sometimes we haphazardly go into something and say, "Well, it's fine. I'm just training." If you got to train realistically, one, right? And once in a while, get a blade that you know is gonna
leave a mark.
Leave a mark.
I'm already bleeding.
And so ours aren't real dull, but they're they get the job done.
Yes.
So
Hubud.
off of hubud, okay. So we're gonna take this. As he picks this up here, okay. One. Okay. Now, as you can see, my hand's coming this way, and then I turn at that last second. So when he does that, see, he turns right there, okay? Okay? That fast motion. Now, one thing that is a mistake, if he moves to here and I cut through, that's the back side of the hand.
It's not the good part.
And you say, "Oh, it's just, yeah, I can take the cut." Yeah, no, they're still bad. Okay? But if he moves into this hubud with the palm first, I'm going to cut here. Mm-hmm. So he has to make sure that he protects that. Okay. Here, then I turn, but it's in a motion. Okay. Right there. Okay. So, he can still cut this out, okay? But what starts happening, okay, which is here, and here, okay, I'm gonna cut. So, that's the one thing you have to think about. Anytime that you turn your wrist into it, he's gonna cut it. So always try to get the back side of the blade. If he slashes in and I do this and he cuts out, okay, it's back side of the blade. But if I do this, now it's the veins. Okay. The other one that is not the greatest thing to do is when you're in earth position and I move in for a thrust here. The knife gets wet, if it gets bloody, if it gets whatever may happen. You may be out in a pasture somewhere.
Yeah, I can get pretty grimy.
You get it grimy, and your hands get all sweaty and dirty. If that thumb isn't on top here,
it's going to come out.
You're going to go down, you're going to cut your hand. So make sure you keep that thumb on top here so that I feed. Okay?
Yeah, that's a good heads up.
Okay? Now, there's your stick. The other one is roof. Okay. Now, when I fire here, and he roofs that. The roof is a protection thing. You need to be underneath the roof, literally underneath the roof.
Yes.
So when I fire here, he's underneath that roof. Now, depending on how his body's picking that up, how every instructor's going to have a little bit different way of picking the hands up, or picking the weapon up. And don't get caught up in saying, well, his fingers were up. Well, okay, fine, okay. Some guys teach that. Some guys teach where the hand. If I come in here for this is here. So when he comes up, he covers here, so he doesn't get those fingers on top of his. So he'll be here for his roof here instead of fingers up. Okay, because this will be there. So as I come down and he roofs, make sure you're under the roof here. If that stick gets too far down, okay, this is going to still hit. So that's the third one. I think we covered wrist cut, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now the next one is belly cut. Okay, so as I move here, see how my right leg's going back? Then here, my right leg's going back. Okay. If I go, then you see what he just did with the right. He should have cut me. So if I move to here,
You didn't get cut.
I'm not gonna get cut. That was yours. We were doing belly cut. Okay. So if I'm trying to pick this up, we don't rehearse these things, so we get sidetracked really bad.
Yes.
Okay. So the belly cut, if I pick this up here, I'm gonna get to what is called the belly cut here. Okay. So I need to press this into the body here.
Yeah, into my body.
Okay. So when I move here, oops, sorry, I'm picking that line up. So at the point that I pull here, he forces this into the body here. Now the leg, okay, Jeff's right leg's out. Most collie guys fight with their right leg forward. When I slash and he picks that up, if he, see how he steps that out of the way? Okay, that's so you don't get that leg hit. Okay, one, that's out of the way. If I fire, he leaves that there, okay, that's fine. If I fire, he leaves that there, this is gonna cut. That's the other bad one.
Yeah. You gotta get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
And then you can come right back.
Okay. So now the other one, look, I talked to you about constantly.
And I feel this one all the time.
And I felt it all the time too. All the years of growing up, you know, I remember Sifu Linderman, you know, hammered, the first time I got hammered from him. And I was like, okay, I understand. Okay. And it's looking at the weapon or looking at the knife. When I flash this here and he looks at that weapon, bang, this is where he's going to get it. Okay, so we use the peripheral to pick this up so that this moves in. He's paying attention to that. I see guys all the time that look at the weapon, even in training. I see guys looking at the weapon all the time. Well, that's their prerogative. They can do it, but if you do it in training, you're going to do it in reality.
Right, habits. Get into good habits.
Right, and so anytime you're working it, and like I said from first experience, I mean, I know what it feels like to get your hit really, really hard.
Believe me, I do too.
From eyeballing the weapon. Okay, so it can be the knife, it can be the stick, but he has to monitor that constantly so that he knows that this is here always waiting. Okay, now the other one is to, if I do a backhand here and he covers that and he does it, see he's seeking the thumb, automatically he seeks the thumb. Okay, the
If I
thumb is-
don't,
yeah, this, then cut. Okay? But if he seeks the thumb, now
yes.
that's controlling the knife. So make sure constantly seek the thumb.
Mhm.
Okay? Anything else?
Flat side of the blade. Always seek the flat side of the blade, not the other edge. Either side of the sharp edges could be double edged. Very easy to get cut, and it only takes a moment to get that flat side. Much safer.
So if I move to here one, okay, and he's gonna go for the disarm. Okay, one. He seeks that. Now see how the edge is going into his hand. You might say, well, that's just a small point. We don't do that when we do it for real.
But if it's double edged, it's a problem. So if you just turn to the flat side, it's much safer.
And that's a big one. So you can't just say, oh, he's got a knife. Well, it's a double edge or a single edge. You know, and when I say it's an easy one, this one you can tell it's got a backbone. Okay, if I move in here and he seeks that, okay, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
It's a flat side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some of these daggers are really, really thin.
Can't tell.
You're gonna get cut to pieces. So train with all that. Train with the smaller knives, bigger knives. Train with the neck knives. You know, my dagger's a small one. You know, and it teaches you a lot. The neck knives, you know, anytime we mix it up, the neck knives come out. So train with a lot of different things. I train with wood and aluminum, and periodically I'll pull a real one out just because I don't want them to realize it that's coming out. But you know, it's like my training Benchmade. It still does damage. It's still got a sharp edge there, and it's still cutting. When you guys ask me a question on YouTube, a lot of times I don't always answer you guys, mainly because I'm always doing stuff. I'm constantly on the move all the time. Well, when you guys asked me about the Wing Chun Do and who I trained with, I trained with Sifu James DeMille, and I trained with him for almost 9 years, almost day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
And he certified me as a black, and with teaching authority. And so that kind of answers that question that one of you had towards me and sort of sent to me. Sifu DeMille taught me a lot, not only about Wing Chun Do, but he taught me a lot about life.
Right.
He taught me a lot about fabrication, building. You know, if you look around my school, you'll see all the stuff that Sifu did, you know, and stuff that we worked on, a lot of it together, you know, sharing ideas and cross-referencing. You know, he changed my calling a lot. And so anyway, that answers that question. James DeMille, I trained with for 9 years.
Long time.
Yes. And one of the greatest times of my life.
Yeah.
So anyway, like we were saying when we started, don't be stupid. Look at all this stuff. And if you know, our videos are instructional, they're not teaching videos.
Yeah, just informative stuff.
Right. And so find somebody that's qualified.
That's for sure.
Qualified.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of good guys out there. It's like Guru Dan Inosanto used to always say, you know, you got theatrical, you got classical, and then you got reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which one is it? You know,
Yeah.
you got streetwise.
Yeah.
And you get up against streetwise people, sometimes those are the guys that you're gonna get hurt from.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to it being fixed patterns and training. Or going, well, you know, I pull my punches like that, you know. You get out on the street, you're gonna do the same thing. So
Train smart.
train smart. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.